Hey guys, it's Dima from DimusTech, and today we are checking a GPS tracker. So this is the RF-V16, and there is no unboxing because it's pretty much came in this package. Well, you can order it with a box, but I didn't. I don't see the point. It has a manual, which will come in handy because not everything is self-explained, I would say. You can use it as sort of on your wrist. It might be useful, actually. It might be very useful. We'll talk about it soon. You have a strap that you can use if you want. And obviously you have a USB-A to micro USB charger that you can use as well. So, what the heck is this and why do I need it? So basically I actually bought it for my drone, and the reason is sometimes you might lose your drone and it might run out of battery. And this thing should actually save it because this is a GPS tracker. Now, a GPS tracker can't work on its own. I mean, it can have a GPS, but it needs somehow to connect to you. You need to somehow know where it is. And for that, you'll actually need a SIM card, which goes right here. And let's open it. It's kind of annoying, but here is our SIM. That's a micro SIM, not a nano, so keep in mind you might need an adapter like I use, but that's the one that came with the SIM. And there are some downsides and upsides to this thing. So first of all, let's put back the SIM so I can turn it on and show you a little bit around. As you can see, it might get annoying to actually put it in, but that's how it is. And let's turn it on and you'll hear a pretty not so pleasant sound, I guess. And right now it's on. So we do have here two LEDs. I think the blue one is for your connection, for your 2G connection, and yeah, that's one of the downsides. You do need to have a SIM card that supports 2G, and the network obviously supports 2G. And the orange or yellow one is the GPS, and it will pretty much go to sleep after some time. It's still working, but it's sort of on sleep mode to preserve battery. So that's kind of nice. Now it's very weightless almost, and if we look here, that's your button for turning it on and off, and also the micro USB that you can see here. And here you have a pretty big, I would say, speaker, but it's not too loud. And here's the SIM slot and the microphone. At least I guess that's microphone. Here's nothing, and that's your GPS tracker. Now, just for the reference, the model is RF-V16, so you'll know the model. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, and S. Those are the buttons that you can use, and you can configure two different numbers. So basically you can use it as sort of a child phone or for an elderly person, and that's where this wristband comes very handy. Now basically it will allow you to use it as a phone, so if you press 1, and we'll soon do it, it will call the number that is configured on 1 and 2, and if we'll press the SOS, it will actually call, I think, the main number first, then the second, if there won't be an answer, and it will also send an SMS with your GPS link to both of the numbers, which is awesome. Now keep in mind that this thing communicates with mostly SMS, but there is an app that if you have internet on your 2G SIM, it will work as well. And pretty much everything is explained here. Now you can download the app via this QR code, and basically you can just find it on your Android or iPhone. And well, on this side there are the English instructions. So basically the instructions here are pretty okay. You do have some SMS codes that you should remember, and you do have this app which is kind of nice actually when it works. And if you have internet connection, you shouldn't have any problem. So now that we have our phone here, let's go to the app, and it will ask you for your sort of username or device ID and the password. By default, the password is 123456, and the ID is written on the back of this device. You'll see the ID number. Hit login, and basically you have here much details. So you have a version of the model, because I guess there are different models for this. You have your battery, which is currently on 91%, and yeah, I did quite use it a lot just for testing and things like that. We have here historic route, we have here GPS fence, so you can sort of set a geofence, but it will probably send you alerts if you go beyond that, and maybe it will also ring or vibrate. It actually vibrates pretty cool. You can watch some alarm list. That's pretty much when you press on the SOS button, you'll get the alarm here. Remind settings, which I'm not fully sure what it is, obviously logout, and FAQ, which will come in handy, obviously. Basically, it should be pretty much the same manual here. And let's go to real-time tracking. So there's a funny thing here. Currently, it actually shows the correct place that it is. It actually shows me and the device at the same place. But honestly, most of the cases, this thing totally wasn't accurate, and I pretty much hate it for that. So basically, you put it somewhere, and you'll see in this video pretty much how it works. So basically, my friend hid it somewhere from me, and when I went to search for it, I actually sent an SMS to it to get the GPS location. I also opened an app, and it took a while, but then it showed me, and I went to the direction, and it was a pretty much urban place, I mean in a city, but inside a park. And when I started walking, I actually saw my friend. I thought, okay, I'm on the right direction, and I'm going to find it in a moment. I saw it across the road. Now the road was a small road, so that was kind of obvious that maybe he hid it there. And then he actually stopped me and said, no, you're going in the wrong direction. And actually it was in a pretty different location, and honestly, if that would be my drone, I would probably never find it. I might have found it only if I would use the communication here. Maybe I would hear this thing calling, and we will try it in a moment as well. But for now, let me just show you what happens if we'll actually send an SMS, if we'll go to the GPS tracker, and we'll actually send it a command, which is DW, lowercase everything, and the hash key, and hit send. It will take some time, obviously, but we should receive a link with the GPS location of the device. So let's wait for a moment and see. After you send the command, you'll pretty much get this thing to wake up, sort of, connect to GPS, check its current location, and then send you the link, which is also taking time. Even the SMS connection also takes time sometimes. And here we got a link. Let's check this out. It will open you Google Maps or whatever map you can work with on your phone, depends on the phone. Well, that's what I'm talking about. It shows it about 1 block, or almost 2 blocks, I would say, apart of me, and that's not good. I mean, currently it's kind of okay because we're inside a building, so that's something that I would expect, but honestly, it doesn't get that much better outside. I must say that sometimes the application seems to be more correct, but not always. Anyways, let's try something else. Let's try number 1 and number 2, which are basically set to my phone number, both of them. You just press, and as you can see, it vibrates, and then it calls my phone number. Now you won't see it because I'm on DND here, but let's disable it. And now you can see it. Let's hit answer. 1, 2, 3. And basically you can hear on both sides, you can talk. That works like a phone, totally like a phone. Let's turn it off. Now I want to show you what happens if you press on SOS. That's kind of annoying, I would say. If you just press on it, nothing happens. If you press and hold it, that's what happens. Now it will call phone number 1, which is this one. And after this call, it will call number 2, and it will also send an SMS to both of them. Now in my case, it will send just twice an SMS here. And it should first get the GPS connection, I think, when only then it calls. I'm not fully sure. Let's try to wait and see. Okay, we got the GPS connection, the GPS message. We got it on the SOS link. Let's actually hit that and see, because here it will actually navigate to a different website that should get you, I don't know, a different type of location. And honestly, this one is even less accurate usually. So according to the map here, it actually navigates to a totally different city. And now it's starting to call me. Let's decline that for now. Yeah, it actually tries to find it in a totally different city. I mean, it is a city nearby, but it's not that. Okay, let's stop it. The power button pretty much stops the call. And now it will call again to the second number, but it will call again to me because it's the same number. Here it is, calling again. Now, sometimes I don't know if it's a bug or something, but it does that again and again. Not really sure why. Yeah, as you can see, it's already calling again. Maybe because I accidentally configured my number as a third number as well. But yeah, that's how it works, and it's not that accurate, but as a phone number, it's actually pretty good, and it already calls again. I think it actually calls because I'm not answering, and it will call you again and again until you'll answer. So that might be good, and that might be bad. So now we answered, now we'll disconnect, and I hope it won't call it again. Now, just to mention, there is a website that you can access, which is written here in the manual, but I want you to see what we wrote here. As you can see, it writes gsp123.org. No, it's gps123.org. So yeah, that's the quality of a manual, so you guess the quality of this thing. It works, I mean, I can't say it doesn't, but I don't know, it's not perfect. But again, if someone finds your drone, he can actually press on one of those buttons and call you, and then you can actually speak to him and find the drone by yourself with his aid. So that's pretty cool. Now I use the Mavic Air 2 and I want to show you how you connect it. So let's move that aside. So this is the Mavic Air 2, as you can see, and pretty much you cannot put it here, just so you'll know. Don't put it here, it won't work. I mean, it will, but the GPS on your drone won't work anymore because the GPS is here, at least on the Mavic Air 2. You're supposed to put it somewhere here on your battery. Just connect it here with a Velcro or something. In my case, I'm going to use the sticky gel pads, which is awesome, and you can find the video here if you didn't watch it. It's a great thing. And that's pretty much how it works. Now, it does charge with micro USB, and the battery should last you about a whole week. I didn't test that out. And while it's on, it will send periodically GPS location to your app or to the website, so you can see an updated location. But keep in mind that you can change all those settings. So right now we're on the settings, and keep in mind that it might change if you have a different phone, etc. So we have here about the device, we have change password option, we have interval for updating your location, and that's what I want to change actually now. So I set it to 10 minutes standard positioning, and I don't want it. As you can see, it has power saving positions. I don't want it, I want the 1 minute, it's the default. Let's set that one, and it will pretty much send the command to this thing, and once it replied like now, you're good to go. So you have set an SOS number, you have both of them, and you have an SOS list. You have something called anti-harass mode, and I think that's in order for someone not to actually bug this device. So if some unknown number sends an SMS to it, it won't reply or something like that. It has an answer mode, which is very important. So there is a silent mode, there is auto answer, and there is push to answer. And I guess I'll use push to answer because I don't see the point why would it answer by itself, but I don't know, let's try that. We'll set it and then we'll try to call it. And we have a language of SMS, so you can choose different languages, and we have factory reset. Now there are some more settings on the website, but the website is kind of a little bit tricky, I'd say. So let's call this device and see what happens. And it shouldn't answer until I'll actually press the button. I want to give it some time and see what happens, if it will stop ringing or something. I guess it will just continue, and that's good for me, because that will help me actually to find it if I'm around, but I can see it. I might hear it. It's pretty loud, but not too loud, but it might assist you very well. And as you can see, it does continue, so that's really good. Let's stop it. So that's pretty much the whole thing here, the whole GPS tracker. Now, it costs about $25 most of the time, and I'll try to give you a link to one of the lowest prices, yet still with enough comments so you'll be confident that it's the real thing. Keep in mind, it's not accurate. I've been frustrated with it. Seriously, I wouldn't use it to find my drone. Seriously, I would probably get more benefit from the drone app, from its last location. I guess it will help me more than this thing. I will use it sometimes, I guess, when I'm flying the drone, because it can help you sometime, but I'm pretty sure it's not good enough, and I guess it's much better as a kid's sort of phone and GPS tracker and an elderly people, but nothing more. Seriously, I just don't think that it's good enough for anything else, not for drones. And keep in mind that you actually can use it for a pet. So you can actually buy some accessory or put maybe somehow this thing to your pet, and for a dog, for example, or a cat. And if you somehow lose your dog or cat, this might help. Now, again, it's not perfect, and probably your dog won't answer to your phone call, but still, it will help, and maybe other people will see it and will be able to help answer and find your dog and assist you. So that can help. For me, as a beagle lover, beagles tend to run away and go wherever they want, so that might help dog owners, especially beagle owners. Who knows, maybe me in the future. And for that, it might do the job. But again, the GPS isn't accurate enough in my opinion, and I wouldn't recommend that for drone tracking, but still, it might be useful. Thank you for watching this DimusTech episode. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you won't miss any future video. And I'll see you on the next one.